Hi again, back in the kitchen doing a little bit of cooking today. One of the easiest recipes that there is, and that's pumpkin or squash soup. You may have seen us cutting up the Crown Prince pumpkin the other day, and there is a quarter here, and we are going to make this into an absolutely fantastic soup with olive oil, onions, and some bouillon, and that's literally it. So here are the ingredients. We have a large onion. We have the quarter of the Crown Prince pumpkin that was harvested at the end of September. This is about 800 grams. If you want to use 800 grams of butternut squash or another firm skinned pumpkin, then obviously do. I'm going to use a tablespoon of olive oil, a good amount of black pepper, and we're going to use a litre and a half of bouillon and see how it goes for thickness. We might add some more bouillon if we want it a little thinner. But the first thing we're going to do is chop up the onion, saute that in a tablespoon of olive oil for 5 minutes. Then we're going to add this cubed squash, but we're not going to take the skin on. We're going to skin off. We're going to leave the skin on. And then once that's sauteed for another 5 minutes, we're going to add the pepper and the bouillon. So we'll take that over to the saucepan. Here we have the saucepan we're going to use. So we're going to turn the heat onto a medium heat, put in about a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're just going to let that warm up for a few moments. And then we're adding the chopped onion. Okay, just turn that down a bit. This is going to saute away on a medium heat for about 5 minutes. That onion has now been cooking away for about 5 minutes, and we're going to, it's slightly translucent now, getting a bit soft, and we're going to add all of the Crown Prince into there. Again, it looks like quite a lot, but oh, I lost a bit. Get that back. Looks like quite a lot, but it's going to cook right down. So again, about 5 minutes on a low heat. I've just turned that down. That's been sauteing for about 5 minutes with the lid on, as you saw, on a low heat. And now I'm going to turn up the heat and add a litre of stock, and I'm going to add another half litre of water. So this will come up to the heat now, and is just going to bubble away. Once it's on the boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer. We'll simmer it for 15 minutes, and then we're going to pop it in the liquidizer. This has now been simmering for about 15 minutes. The pumpkin is going soft. The onion is cooked through. One thing about onion, I find if you're going to use onion in slow cookers, if you're going to do anything in a slow cooker, make sure that you do cook the onions in particular first, because I find they have a bit of a harsh taste if they go into a slow cooker without having been softened down. So I always soften things down, onions down first, before I put them into a slow cooker. This could obviously have gone into a slow cooker for about 4 hours on a medium heat, and the same thing would have happened. So I'm going to put this into a liquidizer. We have a soup setting on our liquidizer, and that takes about 2 minutes to liquidize. Obviously, if you don't have a liquidizer, you can use a hand blender. And if you want to have something which is more of a chunky soup, you could actually cut all of the pumpkin up into much smaller pieces originally before you actually put them in, and then you could sort of mash it down. But anyway, I'm going to liquidize it now, and then we're going to have a taste of it. So this is the completed soup. It's just being warmed up again. It's absolutely delicious. You can see it's nice and silky and smooth. There's actually about one and a half to 1.6 litres of liquid gone into here, and it's a lovely consistency. So Richard will be home in a few minutes for lunch. We're going to obviously have the soup, we're going to have some pita, and we're going to have some hummus with it. I'm just going to taste the soup now and see what it's like. Oh. Oh, that is... Oh. It's stunning. I mean, I know I'm saying it myself, but it's stunning. Crown Prince soup is possibly one of the nicest soups you can possibly make, and it is just so easy. Any hard-fleshed pumpkin or squash you can use. Don't use the softer ones, which are more watery, but this is fantastic. I was just putting it in this little bowl. We'll have a larger bowl than this for lunch, but I was just putting it in this little bowl just to taste it. And actually, I look at the clock, I've got about 3 minutes before Richard gets home, so I'm going to finish this before he gets home, and I'm going to have another bowl. So thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.